Ever notice how a text message with no punctuation can turn into a full-blown argument before anyone even says a word out loud? We've all been there. Your spouse is quiet at dinner, your boss sends a vague email, or a friend doesn't reply for 5 hours. And what does your brain do? It doesn't say, gee, they must be tired. Nope. Your brain goes straight to Hollywood. It writes a script where you're the victim, they're the villain, and the relationship is in jeopardy. Tonight, we're talking about relationship drama specifically. Why our minds have a default horror story setting for almost every situation. Why we jump to conclusions, and how we can consciously step back to change the outcome. Here's the hard truth. Humans are storytelling animals. We don't actually see the world exactly as it is. We see the world through the stories we tell ourselves about it. Our brains hate uncertainty. When there's a gap in information, like why someone didn't call back, the brain rushes to fill that gap. And because of an old survival mechanism, it usually fills that gap with the worst-case scenario. We jump to conclusions because it feels safer to know the bad news than to sit in the quiet of not knowing. But here's what happens. We start reacting to the story in our head, not the person in front of us. That is where 90% of relationship drama comes from. It's not reality. It's a bad fiction draft we wrote in 30 seconds flat. So how do we stop listening to those automatic stories? How do we break the habit of jumping to conclusions? It starts with a conscious choice to step back and seek the why. The next time you feel that spike of anxiety or anger, because of what someone did or didn't do, I want you to hit the pause button. Quick break, because this one matters. The critical thinking class is almost here, and it's not just another workbook. It's the system that teaches you how human thinking actually works, how clarity replaces chaos, how empathy and logic finally meet, and how real leadership begins with understanding, not reaction. Inside the workbook, you'll unlock the full critical thinking class with video lessons, tools, and real-world practice built to change how you lead, decide, and communicate. If you're ready to think better, lead better, and live the want to life, this is where it starts. The Critical Thinking book and class, coming soon from the Want to Project. Get a head start and pick up your copy of our Critical Thinking book, now available on Amazon. Take a breath and ask yourself one simple question. What is the story I am telling myself right now? Recognize that it is just a story. Once you separate the facts from your assumptions, you stop reacting out of habit. Instead of accusing, you start investigating. Instead of bringing fire to the situation, you bring curiosity. Stop focusing on what they did, and you start trying to understand why they might be doing it. Because here's the beautiful thing about realizing that you see the world through stories. If you are the author of the story, you can change the narrative. If you change the narrative, you change the outcome. Instead of writing a story where your partner is trying to ignore you, try writing a narrative where they had a brutal day at work and just need 10 minutes of silence. Instead of a story where someone is disrespecting you, try a narrative where they are just overwhelmed. When you give people the benefit of the doubt, you give the relationship room to breathe. And this isn't just about the people closest to you, your spouse, your kids, your family. This changes your relationship with the cashier at the grocery store. It's the guy who cut you off in traffic and your coworkers. Relationships don't have to be full of drama. Drama is a choice. It's a habit of the mind. But empathy, patience, and understanding, those are chosen behaviors too. And just like any other behavior, you can build them into a habit if you practice them every single day. So here's your homework for this Friday night. The very next time you feel yourself jumping to a conclusion this weekend, catch yourself. Rewrite the script. Give the other person a break and give yourself a chance at a better relationship. Thanks for hanging out tonight on the Want To Project. If this resonated with you, hit that like button. Drop a comment below about a time you caught yourself writing a bad relationship script. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next week. Take care of each other. My name is Jim Rutherford, and this is the Want To Project.